to get to Cuba, you need to have this special tourist card. Most of the country, most of the country you can buy it at check-in counter before you fly, except that you fly from the US. You would need to have some more process. Which is coming up. Pay was on forward because there's no first name and last name in the passport, and people were confusing. And then we were queuing.
My family names.
They recognize. We take some time for us to explain that beggars and have a family name. It takes some other time for them to believe that he is
As I
true.
thought it's not a big issue.
Yeah.
We just visited Cuba a few weeks back, and this is one of the most interesting countries ever. Information on Google just won't help you enough. Let us share with you a few surprising things that we discovered through our short trips to Havana.
We are ready to explore the street of Havana.
Okay.
Like you're working in a movie setup. Really old. It's so colorful. Number one is Wi-Fi and internet access in Cuba are still very limited. We are queuing in a line to buy a Wi-Fi access card. Here, 3D and SIM card is still not popular, and if you want to access internet, you gotta buy a scratch card. We got the internet card finally. This will give us access of 5 hours. And how much does it cost? 5 good CUC. It's almost like $5. So we will to try it out. Find a Wi-Fi spot in the city. It can be in a park or nearby a big hotel, or just look where people gather like this and look at their phone. Log in, get connected, and pray for the speed to be good enough for you. In Cuba today, there are two currency systems, the CUC and the CUB. The CUC was created a few decades ago and mainly target to the tourists. One CUC is equivalent to $1, whereas the CUB is the local currency. However, today when you travel to Cuba, you can actually use these two currencies interchangeable in almost every spot. Believe it or not, today a doctor in Cuba earns an average income of $70 to $80 a month. Most of the people have to work second or third job to support their living. Being a taxi driver or waiter, part-time can help you earn more than a full-time professional job. Therefore, don't be surprised that some people who is serving you may be holding a very much qualified degree. We are going out to the coast of the city now. On the wave here, so big and the water are really blue. How do I look today? Handsome as usual? Oh, what? Oh, la la. Oh. Another big one is coming. Wow. When we first land, any restaurant or shop nearby our area have the cost of average $8 to $12 per meal. Even a standard breakfast would cost you $5. I was pretty shocked and wonder how the local people will survive. After a lot of digging into the street, I recognize there are many small shops, sometimes just over the window like this, serving food for local people. Here is where you can find things like a coffee for 1 CUB, a spaghetti for 15 CUP, a burger for 20 CUP. So it's for you. Try to watch out how the local people go during breakfast or lunchtime. Wow, look at all of the cars.
Lots of cars in Cuba are from the previous century. The embargoes from US have really limited the supplies of new cars into Cuba, And as a result, these classic colorful cars are still being used until today.
Cuba have really impressed us with an amazing music culture. We even tried to take a salsa class. Very colorful building and amazing gospel life. Friendly people with a lot of smile and positivity despite their day-to-day challenge. In this country where I can recognize that there is a real difference between being satisfied and being happy. That's it. Thank you for watching with us from the way until the end. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us for more video to come.
Inka, lain-lain.
Now video Mak Pinson Tapo.